Wind dances across the surface of the Sea of Galilee, creating gentle ripples that shimmer in the early morning light. Fishing boats sway lazily, their sails catching the soft hues of dawn. In the distance, you can see gulls circling above the lively shoreline of Magdala. The air is rich with the smell of salted fish, and you can hear merchants shouting out their prices, trying to lure in the early risers. It's a bustling scene, and it's here 2,000 years ago, that a young woman named Mary took her first steps into a life that would echo through history in ways she could never have imagined. Her name, Mary Magdalene. Just think about it for a second. This isn't just any name. It's one that would one day be spoken in grand cathedrals, immortalized in stunning art, whispered about in controversies, and proclaimed from pulpits around the world. Imagine the weight of that name. Now, back in the 1st century, Magdala wasn't just a sleepy fishing village. Archaeological digs have uncovered stone-paved streets, vibrant markets, a bustling harbor, and even a synagogue that's one of the oldest ever found. Imagine walking through those streets, surrounded by the sights and sounds of a community thriving under the shadow of Rome. The Jewish folks there were living with heavy burdens, high taxes, soldiers patrolling the roads, and a constant push and pull between Greek and Roman cultures and their own Jewish traditions. It was a time of tension, where faith and survival were often at odds. Mary grew up in this environment, and while we don't know much about her family, her name suggests a certain independence. She's never referred to as daughter of or wife of, which was pretty unusual back then. So what does that tell us? Was she unmarried? Maybe widowed? Did she come from wealth? Or was she struggling? The texts leave us with just a hint of her origins and a whole lot of mystery about her transformation. In Luke 8-2, we get this powerful line: Mary, called Magdalene, from whom 7 demons had come out. Now, the number 7 in Jewish culture signifies completeness. So it's like saying she was completely overwhelmed by whatever was afflicting her. Is it mental anguish, chronic illness, or something deeper like spiritual oppression? I don't really know. But whatever it was, she was beyond human help, till she met Jesus. We don't have the details of that first encounter, but can you imagine it? Maybe she was brought by friends, or perhaps she wandered close to the crowd, desperate but a bit skeptical. Just picture her in that moment, her heart racing, hope battling with doubt. Then, in a single moment, one word, everything changed. The torment that had plagued her was gone, and she felt freedom flood her soul. Just imagine that rush of relief. It was the start of a lifelong devotion. Mary didn't just go back to her old life after that. No way. She became a follower of Jesus, traveling from village to village. This was a huge deal back then. Rabbis rarely accepted women as disciples, but the Gospels tell us that she, along with other women, supported Jesus' ministry financially. It's incredible to think about her walking alongside fishermen like Peter and John, soaking in parables about seeds, vineyards, and lost coins. She witnessed confrontations with Pharisees, the miraculous feeding of thousands, and even the raising of the dead. Can you imagine being there, hearing those stories firsthand? Mary's life transformed from one of isolation to one of mission, from darkness to walking in the light.
Oh.
That's a powerful shift, right? Gosh. It's like she found her purpose in the midst of chaos. Now, let's fast forward a bit. Centuries later, Pope Gregory I decided to merge 3 different women from the Gospels into one figure, the unnamed sinful woman in Luke 7. It's Mary of Bethany and Mary Magdalene. And this is where things get a bit murky. Here's the truth. The Gospels never label Mary as a prostitute. That's a modern twist, often fueled by novels like the Da Vinci Code and some misinterpretations of Gnostic writings. It's fascinating how one person's interpretation can shape a whole narrative, isn't it? And let us clear up another myth. No early Christian text, whether canonical or apocryphal, says that Mary and Jesus were married. Seriously, it's just not there. It's wild how these ideas can take root in popular culture, often overshadowing the real story. Then there's the whole idea of her being a fallen woman redeemed by lust. Medieval art often depicted her in a rather scandalous way, half-clothed with flowing hair. But the truth: the Bible portrays her as someone clothed in dignity, courage, and devotion. Isn't it refreshing to think of her that way? Now, let's dive into that final week in Jerusalem, which was absolutely packed with tension. Mary likely entered the city with Jesus on Palm Sunday, hearing the crowds shout, "Hosanna." Can you feel the excitement? The energy must have been electric. She watched him cleanse the temple, teach in its courts, and talk about the suffering that was to come. Then came the night of betrayal, arrest, beatings, a trial before Pilate. The atmosphere was thick with despair. At Golgotha, the place of execution, the air was heavy with grief. The sun even darkened at midday. While many of the disciples fled, Mary stood near the cross with Jesus' mother. She heard his last words, witnessed his body being taken down, and followed to see where he was laid. Can you imagine the heartache? Before sunrise on the third day, Mary and some other women went to the tomb, carrying spices. But guess what? The stone was rolled away. Panic set in as she ran to tell Peter and John that the body was gone. When they left, she stayed behind, weeping. And then a voice called her name, Mary. Just think about that moment. The risen Jesus stood before her, and she recognized him. He sent her with the first resurrection message. Go to my brothers and tell them. Mary became the first herald of the greatest news in history. How incredible is that? Imagine the joy and disbelief she must have felt. She had gone from a tormented soul to the bearer of the most profound message ever shared. After this monumental event, the Bible goes quiet about Mary, but church tradition offers a few possibilities about her later life. Some say she traveled with John to Ephesus, while others believe she preached in southern France or lived as a contemplative hermit. While these stories aren't proven, they show just how deeply she influenced early Christian memory. In medieval Europe, her feast day was celebrated with grand processions, and cathedrals bore her name. Artists like Titian and Caravaggio captured her in moments of repentance or devotion, showcasing her importance in the Christian narrative. It's fascinating how art can reflect and shape our understanding of history, right? In modern times, scholars have worked hard to sift through the myths and restore her reputation as a leader among the early disciples. From the harbors of Magdala to the empty tomb in Jerusalem, Mary's journey is one of liberation, loyalty, and incredible courage. She wasn't the scandalous sinner of legend. She was a faithful witness of fact. Not a shadowy figure of rumor, but a bright voice declaring, "I have seen the Lord." How powerful is that? Her story continues to inspire and challenge us, reminding us that transformation is possible and that every voice matters in the grand narrative of faith. Mary's life is a testament to the power of redemption and the importance of sharing one's truth. It's a reminder that our past doesn't define us. It's how we respond to our challenges that shapes our future. So, as we reflect on her journey, let's think about our own lives. Are there parts of our stories that we need to reclaim? Are there voices we need to amplify? In a world filled with noise and distractions, Mary's story calls us to pause and consider the impact of our actions and words. It encourages us to be bold in our faith, to stand firm in our beliefs, and to share our experiences with others. After all, just like Mary, we all have a story to tell, a story that can inspire, uplift, and bring hope to those around us. As we continue to explore the rich tapestry of biblical narratives, let's keep Mary Magdalene in our hearts and minds. Her journey from darkness to light serves as a beacon for all of us, reminding us that no matter where we come from or what we've been through, we can rise, transform, and make a difference in the world. So, what do you think? Isn't it incredible how one woman's life can resonate through the ages? Mary Magdalene's legacy is not just about her past. It's about the future she helped to shape, and that's something we can all aspire to, right?